Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Warzone 1 has made a pretty big mistake over the past few months leading into the launch of Warzone 2, primarily with how it's approached content. Today I wanted to break down what exactly this mistake is, why I think it's a huge bummer for, the future of Warzone and Warzone 2, so on and so forth. As we go through it all, if you enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like on it, would be really appreciated. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, because every day I got you covered with the latest news, updates, loadouts, tips, everything going on in the world of Call of Duty. But as I'm sure you guys have heard, whether it be from my channel, another creator's channel, whatever the source is, Warzone 2 is a full reset, a full fresh start for Warzone content. Now what that means is that everything that we have here in Warzone 1, all of our weapons, all the camos, all the blueprints, all the operators skins, finishing moves, quips, calling cards, emblems, absolutely every single piece of content that we have in Warzone 1 is stuck in Warzone 1. It's not moving on to Warzone 2. Now, for what it's worth, Warzone 1 is not going anywhere. Come late November, early December, whenever Warzone 2 is dropping, because we still yet to have that official date confirmed. I imagine that come Call of Duty Next on September 15th, we'll get that information, and of course we'll cover that at the time. But whenever Warzone 2 drops, it's not like Warzone 1 is just going to, cease to exist. Thanos isn't snapping it out of reality. It's still going to be there, where you can still have it downloaded. I'm also sure it would probably still tether to the MW 2019 application, so if you ever wanted to go back and play MW 2019 multiplayer, it'll all still be through the same app. But it's not like it's going to be removed or replaced entirely. The thing is though, Warzone 1 post Warzone 2's launch is no longer a main priority for Call of Duty. Sure, every now and then it might see like a slight update to fix some stability issues, or if a new glitch comes along where the stims give you infinite health or whatever, sure, Raven might drop in here and there and apply a hot fix accordingly to make sure that nothing's like game breaking or anything like that's going on, right? But we're not going to see anywhere near the amount of updates that we currently see for this game. We're not going to have, I would assume, our weekly playlist updates that change things around, at least not long term in Warzone 1, right? Maybe for the first few weeks post Warzone 2 launch, but nothing past that really. That's usually how the premium titles go as well. For the first month and a half of Vanguard being out, Cold War might see frequent playlist updates, but then past that it's kind of random, so it's sort of the same sense there. But we're not going to see the mid-season update content drops happening in Warzone 1 or a ton of weapon changes and stuff like that. I imagine they'll round things off with core battle royale, plunder, some rebirth, some fortunes keep, and it'll kind of just be there to play if you want it. It is no longer the forefront. That spot belongs entirely 100%, maybe 99.99999% for Warzone 2, and that 0.0001 or whatever percent is there for Warzone 1. It's just not going to be a focus anymore. So these past 2.5 years of grinding content here in Warzone, earning the mastery camos, leveling up all your weapons, maxing out your operators, none of that is moving over to Warzone 2. And that to me is a major mistake. And it's also very curious what they're doing now, as we're obviously approaching the end of Warzone 1. We have one full season left with season 5, and then we're done with this game being the main Warzone game. It's interesting that, for instance, in the Titanium Trials events here, we have probably one of the hardest Warzone challenges to date. Drop in, earn 20 wins in this LTM that's only live for 2 weeks to get a new Skynet camo, right? That's not a super easy challenge to complete by any means, and if you get that camo, you have it for all your Vanguard guns. It's a universal camo, but it's only relevant for, the next 2.5 months until we see the drop of Warzone 2, or, it's only really relevant until MW2 and all the Call of Duty Next, reveals are here and they're all out and able to be played. So it's really weird that we have all this new content dropping, all these new rewards being pushed in game, yet none of it is being transferred to Warzone 2. Now, it is an interesting subject because at the same time, I don't want to see everything in Warzone 1 in Warzone 2. The main problem with Warzone 1 now is there's too much crap. The game is just too bloated. The devs have said it themselves. There is too much bloating going on in this game now with 3 titles of content between MW and Cold War and Vanguard that it just is overwhelming for players. There's too many weapons, too many attachments to keep track of. way too many camo challenges to do that are super tedious. If we just got all that again in Warzone 2, you know, what's the point of having Warzone 2? Just update the app for, you know, MW 2019 or whatever. It just wouldn't make sense to see all of this content transfer. But at the same time, the fact that we are still paying money to buy bundles in this game is a little strange, considering none of that stuff is going to be transferring at all. All the camo grinds and everything, whether it's Titanium Trials or Dark Matter Ultra or Damascus or whatever, it is unfortunate that all the effort, all the time put into Warzone 1 to grind out specific things, at least as of right now, as far as we know, is not really going to be recognized in any way in Warzone 2. Now, in my opinion, the way to sort of compromise this and sort of meet in the middle here would be to offer certain legacy rewards for Warzone 2, but also let it be known what those legacy rewards could be or how you could possibly acquire those. Because I'm sure if you put in a ton of time in Warzone 1, got 1,000 wins, got Damascus, got Dark Matter Ultra, whatever the case may be, it'd be cool if in Warzone 2, going into that, you knew that if you had 2 mastery camos, you get a special camo in Warzone 2, or if you got 1,000 wins in Warzone, you get a certain calling card or character skin for Warzone 2. Something along those lines. I don't know, just my 2 cents on that. The final thing I want to talk about here real quick is another situation that, as cool as I think it would be, is a little strange because of this whole transfer from Warzone 1 to Warzone 2, and that is in-game promotions for MW2 and Warzone 2. Of course, looking back, last year for Vanguard during the Cold War era of Warzone, during the final battle pass, I think it was the Season 6 pass, we got Vanguard guns in that battle pass, the M1 Grand and the STG, so that we could go through and level up those guns early and get a taste of Vanguard content before the game was out. But this year, as we know, with the full fresh reset for MW2 and Warzone 2, if they were to drop some MW2 weapons, the ACR and, you know, the Striker or whatever you want to call it, you wouldn't be able to, you know, carry that progress over necessarily because of the full reset. Sure, in my opinion, I still think it'd be worth doing just to build hype and sort of, you know, let players experience what some of MW2 has to offer. But, you know, there would be no early weapon leveling, so you could prepare for MW2 and Warzone 2. That way, just be, hey, here's some blueprints, random builds, go crazy, you know? So they're sort of limiting the success, I think, of the end of Warzone here. Now, obviously, they're looking at Warzone 2 full steam ahead. That's the future of Call of Duty Battle Royale. So yeah, maybe in their eyes, if Warzone 1 sort of dwindles down and the hype sort of is in a lull here in the final season to a certain extent, maybe that's not a huge concern to them. But from my perspective, at least, I do think it'd be cool if Warzone 1 had a strong send-off going into Warzone 2, whether that be bringing Verdansk back to build some hype or having Verdansk Resurgence as an LTM with cut down versions to, you know, not have to worry about the huge file size or whatever, bringing in some MW2 weapons and letting us mess around with those even if the progress isn't going to transfer. I'd hope that this isn't just going to be, you know, sort of this side game as we approach the true end of this in the coming months, because if that's the case, that's kind of going to be a bummer. But that being said, very weird situation that I wanted to talk a bit more about today, because I do still see a lot of comments or even a lot of tweets, if you follow me over there at WhosImmortal, be sure to do so, by the way, saying, you know, Zach, am I going to be able to carry over my camos into Warzone 2? And am I going to be able to carry in these new operator skins that I'm buying into Warzone 2? And the unfortunate answer is no, unless they change some major things here in the coming months. But that's going to wrap things up for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, or if you have not already subscribed, every single day I got you covered with the latest news, updates, loadouts, tips, everything else going on in COD. You'll find it right here. So feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. And as always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WHosImmortal for a discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. And the links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.